Hey everyone, welcome back to scotTRANS. I'm Ollie, this is Friday, and this week we're going to be talking about binding. I'm just going to make this video reasonably short and also apologise if I'm not very loud or whatever. I mean, I know I'm not usually very loud, but I'm having trouble projecting at the moment because I've injured my rib from binding, coincidentally. So normally I wear a GC2B binder, I wear a medium-sized tri-top, and I've measured properly and everything, so I know it fits right. The recommended time that you're supposed to not exceed when binding is 8 hours, but as a uni student, I usually have to wear it for longer than that. I'll have my binder on from 7:30 till whenever I get back, which could be 4 or 5, and that's already 8 hours. And then if I'm doing something in the evening with friends or going out or whatever, then that's obviously gonna add up to more than 8 hours. So I usually try and have a break from binding as soon as I get in from uni, but obviously binding for that many hours in a day does take a toll on your back and your muscles and ribs and stuff. I do suffer from quite bad back pain, which is because of binding. Since wearing a binder, I regularly feel the need to crack my back. It will crack from all the way at the top of my neck all the way down to the bottom of my spine, which I don't think can be very healthy, but if I don't do that, then it's just really sore. The back pain sometimes gets so bad that if I'm out in the evening with people, I just have to kind of make my excuses and leave. You can also press on the top of your stomach as well, especially if you're sitting down or hunched over, which I tend to do quite a lot anyway to hide my chest a bit more, because even with a binder my chest isn't completely flat. Basically, binders are not comfortable and they do cause health problems, even if you're binding safely with a proper binder with a proper size, unfortunately. So now I'll just talk a bit about what happened recently that made me get injured from binding. On Halloween I was in uni for quite a long period of time because I had extra stuff I needed to do as well as my normal lectures, and I had plans with friends in the evening. So when I got home from uni, I did what I usually do, I take my binder off and I had a rest, particularly because I'd been in for longer, so I was getting a lot of pain, back pain and chest pain from wearing my binder for that long. So I took it off, had a rest for an hour or so, just lay down in bed, but then I had to get ready to leave to go meet my friends. So I put it back on, go there, and everything's fine, doesn't hurt too bad. But nearing the end of when we were hanging out, it started to hurt quite a lot, so I did take my binder off. Luckily I was with very close friends, so I didn't feel too uncomfortable not wearing my binder with them. And then I just went home, went to bed. And then everything was fine as usual until I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning with stabbing pain in my rib, here, around the back. So I got up to go to the toilet, as I usually do if I wake up in the night, and I found that it was hurting to take deep breaths. Initially I thought I'd just maybe slept on it funny or pulled a muscle or something. Yeah, until I noticed that it was hurting every time I breathed, and that, yeah, it's not pleasant at all. So I took some painkillers and started to panic a little bit, because you hear about people breaking their ribs and stuff with binders. Woke up in the morning hoping everything would have sorted itself out by then, because sometimes I do just get random pains. But unfortunately it was not better in the morning and I was starting to panic a little bit more, so I messaged my friend who's a nurse. They gave me some advice and I ended up bringing my doctor's surgery and asking them whether I should go into them or go to A&E or ring NHS24, and they just asked me to come in and see the nurse, which they booked an appointment for me straight away. It was super helpful, so I went in to see my nurse. I've been to see the nurse a lot of times in my doctor's surgery, and so I know all of the nurses reasonably well, I'd say, and they're usually all very helpful. But in this case, because it was so specific to something that they didn't really know about, binding trans people, they weren't quite as helpful as usual. So when I got in to see the nurse, I explained the pain that I was having and mentioned that it was most likely to do with the fact that I wear a chest binder on a regular basis. She started asking me loads of questions like, oh, did you wrap it round too tightly? Which I replied that no, it's one size. And I explained what it looked like and everything, and and she was asking me questions like, was it too tight? Like, how does it work? What does it look like? What does it do? Stuff like this. So she clearly did not know very much about binders. Basically what she said was she couldn't really tell what I'd done with it. If I had broken it and went and got an x-ray, they'd just tell me to go home and rest. She also said, oh, just don't wear your binder for like half a week or something. I was like, okay, but I'm not going to leave my flat because I'm not going out without a binder on. She didn't really seem to be expecting. And then she went, oh, is there anything else that you can bind with? Can you wear something looser? And I said that I hadn't got anything that was looser that would be worth binding with. So she gave me some bandages. She gave me bandages to bind with because it would be safer and less dangerous. Binding 101 is don't bind with bandages, like ever. It's very dangerous. They restrict your breathing. They don't have any give in them. Well, they have a little bit, but not nearly enough. Sorry, I seem a bit out of it. It just hurts. Luckily, the only time I really need to leave my flat for a few days is to go to like a drag party, so I don't have to wear a binder for that. Got my dress over here. I don't know what advice I can give because from my point of view, I don't really see a way that I could have avoided injuring myself like this other than having top surgery. Basically, if you're new to binding, don't bind with bandages. Don't bind for too long. Make sure you have a binder that fits you properly and it's a proper, like, recognised company, I would say. And for the most part, I would advise against binding with sports tape. I've used that before, and I don't know whether I was allergic to the adhesive or if it was just because it was like pulling on my skin, but I got blistering all down my side there, and I have like scars from that. So I would advise against that as well. Get a proper binder. The good thing is that the person that I see at the GIC has been really helpful and has said that he's gonna do all that he can to make sure that I have top surgery over next Christmas, so in just over a year's time, which I'm really excited about. So that's a lighter note to end this on. Sorry for having a bit of a depressing video. Until next time, I hope you're all having a lovely week, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!